A man's virtue mostly flows from three separate sources: desire, emotion, and intelligence. Knowledge is a wise man's treasure, but beware of false doctrines, for they are even more dangerous than ignorance. Forget all that you know, or think that you know. Abandon the hunger for power and enforce decrees. Look inward, where the deepest rivers flow. There, you'll find the currents of eternity. And as always, my friends, welcome to my mania. All right, hey, this is Jake Johnson, your host, coming to you live from the internet. You're watching Untethered live stream, and we are getting crazy up in here. I mean, there's just people going everywhere, every direction. Not really, that's just me. And it's cold outside, and rainy. How are you doing, though? That's what I'm here for. That's what I want to know. I want to know what you're up to. Let's see if we got anybody. Hey, there's April. All right. 400 people watching. Kevin, what's up? At the casino. Sweet. Good luck. Not a whole lot. Just been sitting in the house, watching the water raise. How high is the water, Papa? In the 60s. It's 32 degrees outside right now where I'm at. And rainy. And the water table is at 15 feet. And the flood table is at 16 feet. Which means if another foot drops, I lose my house. Awesome. Again. And it's not unheard of for a foot to drop when it rains every day. Wow, that's cold. It's chilly. Yeah. It's kind of chilly. But it's not unbearable, you know. Long sleeve shirt. That's all you need. I don't even need this. I'm actually kind of hot with this thing on. But, I'm inside, so. And I'm drinking a nice hot cup of coffee. A nice lukewarm cup of coffee. So you guys are at the casino, huh? Throwing dice and whatnot. Sounds like fun. I'd join you, but it's 1,000 miles away. Well, 800 miles away anyway. So who else is here? What do we got going on? Raymond, you here? Great Sky Troll, you here? Darlene, you here? Who we got? I want to know the latest on the fish drama. It's too cold to shave. That's why I look like a hobo. You can live with it or not. Either way. I'm not putting a razor to my brisky face at the moment. Peel all my skin off. I'm a tough guy, don't get me wrong. I'll stand up to anybody. I'll go out and wrestle a bull to the ground. But I'll cry like a baby if I peel the skin off my face. I have very sensitive skin. Don't need none of that. And quite frankly, this would be very attractive if it weren't gray. Somewhere about 5 years ago, I lost all the color in my facial hair, and I don't know where it went and how it got there. But it just kind of looks like yellow now because I don't quite have gray hair. It's like losing its color, but I'm redheaded, so it's not losing it very quickly. So I have this color hair. Salt and pepper is what they call it, but it just looks, eh. And because I have a lot of Native American in me, I can't grow a thick beard. I can only grow like surface hair. So, I mean, from here down, nothing. I don't even have hair under my arms. But I managed to get a little goatee growing. And I can grow a filthy mustache. But none of this will ever grow. It's just scratchy looking. And back when it was black, it would fill in quite nicely. But now that it's white, it just kind of looks like I didn't wash or something. You know? I don't know why. But either way, the reason I don't shave as often as some men do is because I have very sensitive facial skin. And if I shave when it's too cold, my face will break out and I'll look like I have herpes. And I don't want to look like that. I'd rather look like a hobo than look like a hobo with herpes. So I only shave in the summertime and very few times in the wintertime, and only if I have to go somewhere, be seen in public. This is public, but it's my camera and it's my computer and I'm paying for the service. Damn it, I'm not shaving. If you ladies had to shave your faces, you'd understand. Y'all just have to sit in front of a mirror and pluck a little hair out every now and then. I grow hair on my nose, right there. My DNA got screwed up, and when it was filling in my beard, it didn't stop. So I get it on my nose and on my ears. So I have to shave everything when I shave. I think the hair on my ears was supposed to go under my arms, but it didn't quite make it, you know. I was 24 years old when I first realized that I had hair on my ears. I didn't know. I have always been a long-haired guy, so I never saw it, and I don't have very good vision anyway, so I never noticed it. Then one day I decided to get a clean haircut, like a military type, high and tight. To please my mom, she wanted me to see me with short hair for once in my life. So I went to the barber, and they cut my hair, and I was there enjoying the haircut. And when she was all done, she stood back and looked at me, and I said, well, how's it look? And she busted out laughing. I said, well, that's not a normal reaction. And I turned the chair around and looked in the mirror, and I had hair sticking up off of my ears like this, like 3 inches long, sticking straight up like a werewolf. I was like, oh my God, cut that off quick. Don't let nobody see that. I was so embarrassed. I was about 24 years old, and I turned every shade of red you can think of. And they finally trimmed it off with some buzzers or something. I don't remember exactly now, but ever since then, I've been taking care to shave the old ears every time I shave my face to make sure that they don't get long again. It's really weird, too, because most people, they grow hair inside their ear. Old people, you know. And I got that, too. But this is growing on the outer edge of my ear. Out here. That's weird. Most people don't have that, I don't think. I hadn't ever noticed anybody else that had it anyway. And the hair on my nose. Like I got the unibrow thing, but I also got the hair on the tip of my nose that grows pretty thick. So I have to keep that cut. I never had to let that grow very long, because then I'd look like this. You wouldn't like that very much. It'd be, you know, messing with the cameras, zoom qualities. So what do you think about my hair story? Meanwhile, no hair on the chest. I look like a lumberjack from the neck up and from the waist down, but from the waist to the neck, like a 10-year-old boy. Good genetics, I guess. The hairs on my arm hadn't even turned black. And I'm pushing 50. What's the weirdest thing on your body? Tell me a little secret about you, now that I've shared. Come on, don't be shy. This ain't the time to be modest. Spill it. Let's hear it. Let's hear about that mole in that weird place. It might give you good luck. You never know. You guys are so talkative tonight, I don't even know if I can get a word in edgewise. Half of you hadn't even said anything. I see you hiding back there. You can speak up. Or not, either way. Maybe I just play you some music. Don't make me start talking about my toenails. They're so thick I could cut somebody with them. Don't lose, win. You gotta keep up that winner mentality. I had a friend of mine ask me last week, or the first of this week, to go play some drums for his band for a while. So it looks like I'm going to embark on being a drummer for a couple of weeks. Yeah, I can do that. Most people can't. I can. It's not a big deal. Think back to when you were a winner, Kevin, and do that. Whatever it was you were doing or thinking while you were winning, that's what'll make you win again. I know this because it's the law of reciprocity. You have to put out into the universe what you want to bring back to you from the universe. You might think I'm joking and that's hokey pokey, but I'm not. I can show it to you in the Bible. And it's not magic either. It's simple intention. The universe is designed to respond to intention. It could just sit there and do nothing, but it doesn't. It produces life. There's nothing that says it has to produce life, but it does. Why does it? Well, because without it doing it, life wouldn't exist. That's why. It's reciprocal. It needs life for whatever reason, so it produces it. Do I know that's true? Well, I'm here, so yeah, I know that's true. That's like people saying, well, you can't prove the existence of God. How can you do that? No, I can't prove the existence of religion. I can prove the existence of God quite easily. I can't prove to you that what people teach is right. You know, the way people think about God and the way people respond to God and worship God and all that. I can't prove any of that. But the fact that he's there, that's easy. Yes, there's a God. Something caused something to happen. How do I know? Because it happened. If you listen to any scientist, they will tell you that there's a cause and effect reaction to the world. You do something, it causes something, and something happens because you did something. It's cause and effect. The laws of motion. If you put something in motion, it stays in motion unless it meets resistance, which will slow it down and alter its trajectory. The second law of thermodynamics. Everything tends towards chaos unless otherwise you produce energy into it. If you add energy to chaos, it becomes order. Well, all of those statements require an if to make them work. And that if is God. Because why would there be a law in the first place unless it was set? Laws are things that are set. They don't happen by accident. There is no place on earth or in the universe where there is pure chaos, where it follows any measure of order. Because if it did, it wouldn't be chaos. Chaos means there's no order, the lack of laws. So if there's order, then that means that laws were written, that things have to abide by rules. Rules only exist for people or for things. So the only way you get a rule is by someone setting a rule, because otherwise it's irrelevant, doesn't matter. Like stealing something. Why would it be wrong to steal something? Why does it matter? Because it hurts the person you steal it from. That's why it matters. That's why it's wrong. Because you didn't earn it. Because you took it without permission. Because all the reasons why stealing is wrong is the reason that there's a law not to steal. All the other laws have the same reasoning. They all exist because of what they cause, or what is caused by them, or the lack of them. So the only way that could happen is if someone saw fit to make it that way, because if it didn't hurt anybody, then it wouldn't be a law. If it didn't do anything, it wouldn't be a law. If it didn't cause anything, it wouldn't be a law. You just keep going backwards in your mind until you get to a point where you can no longer reduce the complexity of what you're talking about, whatever it is. If you're talking about atoms, if you're talking about peanuts, if you're talking about dark matter, whatever it is, if you reduce it enough, you'll come to a place where you can no longer reduce it without running into something. The why. What's the reason for this? And when you get to that place, see, this is a thing scientists will never tell you, because most scientists, oddly enough, are against God. They fight very hard to ignore God's existence or to outright deny that it is there. But they're all searching for it, every one of them. That's why they're scientists. They're looking for the why. They're looking for the answer to the riddle that they can't answer. And the answer to that riddle is God. And when they get there, they will all kneel before God, all of them. They will all admit it then. But until then, they will fight it tooth and nail, all the while getting closer and closer to it. This is called a dichotomy, or opposites. Opposites attract. Fight against it until you get it. Well, Luck works the same way. Luck is not a thing, okay? You can't have luck, because luck would be superstitious or it would be magical, and there's no such thing. But there is laws of coincidence, and there is laws of certainty and laws of reaction. If you do something enough times, you will come up with the answer you're asking for. You just won 12 free games. Sweet. Can you convert that to money? See, I told you. All you got to do is keep playing. You'll eventually win. But see, here's the thing. Casinos and lotteries and gambling of all kinds is a very clever thing. And it's many, many generations into creation. And it's set up for small wins and large failures. You start out winning big. It's like a curve, you know. And then you lose a little, and then you come back up, but not quite as high. And it always brings you straight down to the bottom of that curve. You'll win less and less and less and less and less until you've lost everything, if you keep going on that straight line. My advice to you is when you win, stop. Doubling down is fine. Tripling down, you lose everything. You have to outsmart the system. The system is designed to take your money and make money with it. It is not designed to give you money. But it will give you money to keep you hooked. Well, you got to take the hook out. You got to be aware that you're being played, that the house always wins. So if you win, put the winnings away and don't touch it. Go in with a certain amount of money that you're willing to lose, that you're willing to just catch on fire and burn up for nothing. If you're willing to lose it, go in with it and play it. When you run out of it, leave. If you happen to make some money, put it away. Don't touch it. Just play with the money you came to lose. Once you've got through all that money and you have your winnings put away, leave. Because if you try to double down, you'll lose it all. It's designed that way. They're thinking further ahead than you are. They figured it out to a science. They know exactly how you'll react. They build games to entice you for that very reason, to make you react. They'll ply you with alcohol. They'll have pretty girls everywhere and occasionally come by and whisper sweet nothings in your ear, make you feel like a man. And then you go gambling it up. And then you lose everything. You have to be smarter than they are. Be wiser than the serpent. Usurp the usurpers. Know that they're out for your last dollar. Don't let them have it. Simple as that. And know when to walk away. If you manage to win, turn around and leave. That's your best option. Come back another day. Put that money away. Or sit in the lobby and watch everybody else lose everything they have. Even winners end up losing because they stay. Because they think they can keep winning. You can't keep winning. You might win once. That's to keep you going. That's to put you on that high roller attitude. Well, they've got you then. You're going to piss all that money away trying to do the same thing again. And you can't. They know exactly when they open those doors in the morning or whenever casinos open. They know right then exactly how many people are going to win that day. They have it planned out to a T. They know who's going to win. They don't know who, but they know how many times the winning is going to happen, and they know how to get all that money back and triple it. Because you won't stop with just spending the money that you won. You'll dip into your pocket or your ATM, and that's how they stay floating. That's how they survive. It's a scam. So is everything else in the world. Take psychology, for example. Psychology was invented to make more money off of the medical industry. That is the reason it was invented. Nobody was trying to figure out how minds work and how to heal sick people or whatever. They were deciding a way to make more money, the easy way to make money. So they invented the technology of psychology. And they have many different elements of it. most of which directed at children who can't fight back and think critically. April 1, congratulations, April, walk away. Now, dentistry is another scam opportunity. They actually break your teeth and then they fix them. They cause the problem and then they fix the problem. I know this because I went with my kids and I watched them. I watched them poke holes in my children's teeth. I watched them paste fluoride, pure fluoride on my kid's teeth, and I watched the holes appear the next day on her teeth. I saw it happen. They deliberately broke my children's teeth so that they could fix them. My kids' teeth were fine. I was just trying to be a good parent by taking them to the dentist. And then they blamed it on me. Well, we didn't do it. You did it. No, I didn't do it. I'm taking care of my kids. I didn't do it. I watched you poke holes in my kids' teeth, but you're saying I did it? No. That's not to say that there's not a reason to go to the dentist. If you have a tooth that's abscessed or you need one taken out, yes, go get it done. But this going to the dentist twice a year, 3 times a year, getting your teeth cleaned and all that stuff, that's not necessary. That's a scam. You can do that at home for free. All you got to do is clean your teeth. That's it. This idea that sugar causes cavities. No, it does not. Dentists cause cavities. There are medical reasons why you get cavities, but it has nothing to do with what you drink. It has to do with bacteria, and it has to do with enamel strength and things like that. When I was a kid, I had a surgery when I was about 6 years old. And the medicine they gave me, for whatever reason, the kind of medicine it was, made my teeth weak. And they decayed. And they all busted. And I had to have them all taken out. But it was that surgery that caused it. It wasn't anything I did. It was the medicine they gave me. But if you try to tell a dentist that, they'll blame it on you. And they'll get hostile about it. They will make up things. I'll give you another example of scamming. Politics. That's a scam. You don't need those people. Pimps and hoes. You know what happens to the pimp when the hoe realizes that she doesn't need a pimp? That she can do it herself? Pimp is not needed anymore. He's irrelevant. It's not very good for the pimps, what I'm saying. When you realize you don't need the government, they're not needed anymore. So they're irrelevant. And they don't like being irrelevant. So they will do many, many things in the name of relevancy, including genocide and other bad things. It's not wise to be too wise, my mother said. And I hear that in my head quite often. See me there. April, I think I'm getting text from you from a couple of days ago. That's really weird. I've gotten 4 texts from you that read odd. They seem to be answering something I sent to you 4 or 5 days ago. Anyway. Listen. This whole world that we live in is built on a lie. Lots of them. The devil is the prince of the air. He owns this world. He rules it. Make no mistake about that. God does not rule this world. The devil does. God owns it, but he rules it. And everything in it is based on lies. You can drive yourself crazy trying to understand it. I've done so. What's worse is you can make everybody around you think you're crazy because you're trying to understand it, and they're not. Therefore, you become the crazy weird guy. Or you can accept it and live with it and play by its rules. That's not going to get you very far. Or you can understand the world you live in and try to stay out of it as much as possible, which is the choice I've tried to take, and just tarry until it's time for you to go. Just wait. Bide your time. Run the clock out. That's what I'm doing. I don't recommend that because it sucks. But it is the easiest thing to do. That being said, trouble will find you whether you're trying to stay away from it or not. If you're trying to stay out of trouble, it'll come looking for you. Because you got to play the game. You're in the game, you got to play the game. Nobody gets out of here alive. That's the way the rules are set up. There really is no way to avoid it. You can understand it and still be stuck in it. In fact, it may even be futile to try and understand it. It may be better to be ignorant of it. I don't know. That's something I wrestle with a lot. It may be better to not know it's happening and to buy into all the little things that go on and live in the system and do things the way the world works. And it may be easier to do that. I can't imagine that it's better for your soul, but who am I? I'm just a guy with a microphone. I would suspect that if you didn't know what the world was and you lived by its rules and in its systems, you would be a lot happier and a lot more prosperous. But you'd be going in the wrong direction. So it's a crapshoot. It's kind of like gambling, you know. You make your bet. You live by the consequences of that bet. I don't know. If you do what you're supposed to do in this world, according to its rules, and live in the systems that are set up here, you end up going away from God. You go away from what's good, what's righteous. You go into the darkness. So it may be easier and more prosperous, but it's not better. You can't straddle the fence. You can't serve two masters. So if you go in the direction of God and shun all of the systems and the lies and see the world for what it is, you end up being pretty lonely, but you're going in the right direction. So I can't advise you on that one. That's a decision you have to make for yourself. You can't let somebody else make that decision because it's your soul you're talking about. If you want to be happy, the best not to create any waves. Just go with the flow. Yes, sir, yes, ma'am, do what you're told. Keep your head down and just go with the flow. I imagine that'll make you happy, but it won't fulfill you. It won't. It's like living in the Matrix, you know. You'll have the wool pulled over your eyes while the universe is using you as a battery. You're living in a computer-generated world that has no value, no real value. But if you see clearly, then you see the devastation that lays before you. You see the ruins of what used to be a great place. And you can't really see a way out of it or a way through it, but you see it. But that brings you closer to God because God wants you to be righteous and to walk the narrow path, the hard way. So the more we delve into the Bible on Monday and Sunday, the more we're going to come across the things that talk about that. We're getting into some of it now with the story of Paul. He had his eyes opened, and not everything was great for him afterwards, but he was closer to God, and he ended up in the right place, I would imagine. But he suffered on this earth for having his eyes opened. So being red-pilled, or whatever it's called, whatever the young kids are calling it today, isn't always a great thing. It can be quite painful. So when you see people struggling with it, if you're lucky enough to know people that are struggling with it, don't take for granted what they're losing. It's easy to make fun of them. Oh, they're red-pilled, you know. Oh, they're preppers. They're going crazy. They think the end of the world is coming. Oh, it is. It may not be right this minute, but make no doubt, it is. Know that they made a conscious choice to step away from the darkness, which means the darkness is going to come after them. You get the most flack when you're standing over the target. You get in the most trouble when you're batting at 1,000. The closer you are to God, the more the devil wants to destroy you. And the harder your life becomes, and the more things it succumb to, and more things you have to endure. If you're not anywhere near God, the devil isn't trying very hard to get you. But if you're close to him, he's going to be pulling out all the stops and doing everything he can. So when you're having a hard time in life, remember that. Remember that you may be having a hard time because you're doing the right thing. And the right thing is never easy, and it's never free. And it's never painless. Ever. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. I'm in a weird mood. I was thinking about a bunch of things this morning. Thinking about the place where we live. You didn't win much, but you won. That's good. Put it away and walk away. It's the best thing you can do. Don't let them get you. Sweet. That's a good haul. Tripled your money. Quadrupled it. Whatever. Did more than quadruple it. You did good. Walk away. Take $4 and gamble it. Take the $150 and put it in your pocket and don't touch it. That's what I'd do. Or $20 or whatever. Take your original investment. Put the rest away. Sounds like a lot of fun. Sweet. Good girl. See, we don't have anything like that around here. There ain't no casinos in North Carolina that I'm aware of. I think that's a primarily Florida kind of thing. I don't think they start until you get to Florida. They might have some in South Carolina, but I don't know. Lost 2 but gained 69. That's good. Sounds like you got it under control. So, anyway, as I was saying, the best thing to do as far as I can see is try to exist outside of the system as much as possible. Try to find other ways to achieve things besides doing it the way that it's always been done. Think outside the box. Color outside the lines. Learn to grow food. That's one good thing you can do. Get a well installed on your property if you can. Get some chickens. Ease yourself off of the supply line. Try to equalize the amount that you receive from the world and produce it yourself. If you can do that, if you're in a position to be able to do that, then you've done something genuinely amazing. You've managed to take your footprint down to a smaller size. I don't know that will help anybody in the long run, but it might. It'll definitely help you. You might be able to make enough that you could feed 4 or 5 families. I know just about everybody that has chickens are giving away eggs left and right because they can't eat them all. I'd say that's a good place to be when you're giving away food. I know a lot of people that can't get enough food. So it will balance itself out if enough people do it. Just imagine if everyone in your neighborhood had chickens and you had to go outside of your neighborhood to give eggs away because you had so many you couldn't eat them all. If everyone in your neighborhood did that, you would in essence be feeding 2 neighborhoods with one neighborhood's chickens, maybe even 3. That's a lot of people eating off of one chicken or one group of chickens. Now, imagine you had tomato plants and you could grow tomatoes by the truckloads. If one plant could produce 100 tomatoes, how many of those can you eat? So you make up bags and give them away to people outside of your community or in your community if they don't have any. And say somebody else grows peas or oranges or whatever. How much food could your neighborhood produce for the neighborhoods around it? And that's just one place. And if they did it, it would propagate. Yet everybody's going to work trying to make that $150 paycheck every week. Just ordered a Res cocktail. Come join us. I'd love to, but I couldn't get there before you left. I can hardly hear you, so I'll have to listen and watch later. But I'm here. I love you. Well, that's good. I'm just talking nonsense. Trying to make my living. You know how it is. Just trying to impart some wisdom on the world. And at present, talking about growing food. I don't know where he's at. I don't know. Maybe they took the night off. There's 4 of us here. That's good enough. He might be one of the 2 that ain't talking. And that's all right, too. Can't win them all. I'm glad you guys are having a good time tonight, though. It's a good thing to do on a Friday night. And what is a Res cocktail? What's in it? I'm assuming the Res is referring to a reservation, Indian. So whatever you're drinking is firewater. So it must be some kind of tequila or something. Or vodka. I don't know. I don't either. All I know is it's either too hot or too cold in this room. Can't seem to make it comfortable. You got Moscato wine. Interesting. I don't like wine. I don't drink wine. I drink green stuff. And I like my coffee like I like my women. Expensive and hard to swallow. Yummy. I'll get something to eat tomorrow. I ain't even been out of the house in 2 days. Been too wet. Too rainy. Don't want to be out there on my motorcycle in the rain no more than I have to be. I caught a rat. I had some leftover food in a bag wrapped up, sitting up on top of a counter. And I caught a rat in that bag last night. And I took him outside and dispersed of him. Somehow he got in the bag, through the bag, and then covered the hole up so I couldn't see it. Took me a while to find him because I could hear him scratching, but I couldn't find where he was. I finally figured out he was in that bag when I picked the bag up and the bag started shaking. He was trying to get out. I went back and looked later, and he had dug a hole through the side of the bag and then covered the hole with something so that I couldn't see that he had gotten in. Smart. But I lost those chicken nuggets anyway. I'm not eating them. But if you get a chance, they've now got spicy chicken nuggets. So it's like eating chicken wings, but without the bone. They're pretty good. At the big franchise restaurant that shall not be named. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Eat chicken nuggets. You gotta eat. I will. One of these days. I got a girlish figure to look after. I gotta go out for cigarettes at some point. I'll probably pick something up then. Maybe. If there's anything open. I'm not looking forward to it though, because it's cold out there. Bitter cold. I have to wear multiple layers. Lots of leather. It takes me 30 minutes to get dressed just to go to the store. Well, take a moment, you guys, if you're watching, and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you'll get notifications of when I'm going to be here. Smash that like button like it owes you money. It sure owes me money. Share this video with somebody you love. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you're thinking. And if you appreciate what I'm doing and you want to help me keep doing it, go to paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. I sure do appreciate it. Had to get that in there. It is about that time. I think since there's not a whole lot of talking going on, I'm going to cut it kind of short tonight. Let you guys get back to your party. Enjoy your meal without having to look at me. And I'm going to watch some news and probably pass out. And see you guys on Sunday. Sunday! We get back to the real reason we're here. Oh, that's sweet of you. I appreciate that. You ordered St. Louis ribs with 3 types of barbecue sauce. She ordered meatloaf. I think she did a better job. I don't know about ribs. They're always way more greasy than they are filling. We just sat down and ordered. Now listening to you. Okay, well, talk to me and I'll stick around. You're what? Your bow? I'm worried about the floodwaters coming up. As I said earlier, you have fake nails. Our water table is at 15 feet right now. That's how high the water is. The flood level, where it crests and floods, is 16 feet. So we're like at 15.8 right now as we're speaking. So if it rains tomorrow, it'll probably flood. I saw that up north. There's a major snowstorm. Yep. We hadn't got any snow yet. I wish it would snow and freeze all the water so that it wouldn't flood. There, I think that's my typing. I'm sorry, Jake. I can't do nothing with these stupid things on. Well, that's the price of beauty. Beauty versus functionality. I say just paint your regular nails, and that way you can have pretty nails and be able to type. Did it hit you? No, it didn't hit us yet. That's not to say it won't. It may start snowing tonight. I don't know. It's cold enough to. I hope it don't flood too, honey. I can't afford to lose my house again. That'd be the fourth time. Yeah, that's too much. It's the last time I have property next to a river. Biscuits, yum. This family's been living in this house for over 50 years. And it has never once flooded here until the last 20 years. Last 10 years. And it's flooded 3 times already. And the reason it floods, here's the thing, this is what pisses me off. Up in Raleigh, which is up from us, they have a big basin there, and they have floodgates. And when their water gets high, they open the floodgates and let water out. And when they do, it comes straight down to us and floods us every time. They say they're scared it's going to bust their dam. I say leave that shit closed and find another way. Or pump it somewhere else. Your nails are nice. I just wanted to do something different, LOL. Well, you did it. It looks good, don't it? That's all that matters. Makes you happy. So, this time, though, it's genuinely because of the rain. Because it's rained every day for like 3 weeks. It rained 4 days and off 2 days, and rained 4 days and off 2 days. And if it doesn't rain for the next 2 days, the water may go down, seep into the ground and go on down the river. But if it rains tomorrow, it's going to keep rising. And if it keeps rising, we've only got a foot left. So we'll have to see. I may yet get a flood. It's already flooding in some places around here, just not where I'm at yet. Right down the road, though, about 4 miles that way, the water's across the road. April looks good tonight. Excellent. I'm glad you guys are having a good night. Warms my heart. Feels good knowing somebody's having fun. I used to do that for a living, have fun, and then we got this virus, and they closed everything down for no reason. As if. And there's no signs of them opening back up anytime soon. Kind of makes me wish I was in Florida where they didn't close anything down. Sizzling, smoking. She looks hot. Wow. I know I look good. Damn. Me thinks you protest too much. I tell you what, I don't know where he's at. I guess he didn't come up tonight. He's probably playing a game somewhere on somebody else's live stream. Probably chilling with somebody. He might be out working on his fish tank. Kind of a slow Friday. That's all right, though. We've been having good Sundays and good Mondays. As long as those two keep growing, I'm happy. Wednesday and Friday is basically just chilling out anyway, just talking or playing or whatever. I might have some videos for y'all pretty soon. I got some friends of mine that want me to come play drums with them, which means I'll be able to set up a camera back there. Praying for Devin. What's wrong with Devin? Something happened that I haven't been told about? I always pray for my family, but what's going on? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Just medical stuff he's going through. Gotcha. Well, I say a prayer. I hope everything turns out all right. Got to see a GI doctor. Gastrointestinal. Gotcha. Just shoot me a text whenever you get a chance and let me know what's up. I will do. Kevin needs AA all the way. Are those batteries? You mean Alcoholics Anonymous? Why being honest about it? Why not just shout it out at the rooftops? I'm an alcoholic and I like it. It has worked well for some people. Remember that guy Arthur back in the 80s? He made a living out of being a drunk. Arthur. Dudley, something Dudley, Michael Dudley. That ain't it. Can't think of the guy's name. But his character was Arthur in a couple of movies. Remember that guy? I cannot get over how beautiful this guitar sounds. Dudley Moore, that's the guy. I knew it'd come to me eventually. Thanks. I knew Dudley was part of it anyway. Couldn't think of the other part, but appreciate it. Yeah, that guy was pretty sweet. Since he's putting stuff out there. Well, you got to put stuff out there. That's what I'm doing. Yep, he was in 10. And Arthur and a couple of other movies. He was quite popular for a little while. I think he drank himself to death, but that's a different story. Don't drink so much that you drink yourself to death. Find the line. Believe in a higher power and find a line. That's all you need. You don't need no AA. He ain't funnier than me, though. I have moments. I'm not funny all the time. I'm just funny in spurts. Funny and hilarious mean the same thing. It's degrees of severity. That's what it is. Homesick, baby. Look at the sparkle. Look at that shine. Look at that guitar playing so fine. That doesn't sound very good on an acoustic guitar. You need lots of distortion for that to work. Here's to you, Kevin. Whiskey sour, haha. Yeah. Sing. What you want me to sing? Let's see here. Let me think of a good song for you. Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared 'neath the stars above. For a moment, all the world was right. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now, I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. Could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Yeah, my voice ain't real good shape tonight, but that's all right. I've always been crazy in the trouble that it's put me through. I've been busted for things that I did and I didn't do. But I can't say I am ashamed of the things that I've done. But I can say I've never intentionally hurt anyone. Beautiful lady, are you sure that you understand? Be careful of what you get loving a free living man. Are you really sure you really want what you see? Be careful of something. I forgot the word. Yeah, some old Waylon Jennings there. I've held it all in word. God knows I've tried. It's an awful awakening, a country boy's life. When you look in the mirror in total surprise at the gray in your hair, the age in your eyes. Well, Amanda, light of my life, fate should have made you a gentleman's wife. Amanda, light of my life, fate should have made you a gentleman's wife. Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Beat all you ever saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they were born. Straighten the curve, lighten the hill. Someday the mountain might get them, but the law never will. Making a way, the only way they know how. you go. There's some wailing for you. Took me a minute to warm up there. Hadn't done any singing in like a week. I ain't even playing with a pick. I'm just been playing with my fingers. Shouldn't play with yourself with your fingers. All right, one more. You tell me. Better yet, I'll pick one. That's the Dukes of Hazzard. That's right. January's always better. Lord, this one beats all. The wind ain't quit for weeks now, and the drifts are 10 feet tall. I've been all night driving heifers closer into lower ground, but I just can't help but think about the one the wolf pulled down. Charlie Barton and his family stopped in to say goodbye. The wind ain't quit for weeks now, the drifts are just too high. And I promised that I'd visit when they found a place in time. And I spent the evening thinking about the one the wolf pulled down. Lord, please shine a light of hope. Those of us that fall behind. Stumble in the snow. Could you help us up while there's still time? I don't mean to be complaining, Lord. You've always seen me through. And I know you've got your reasons for each and everything you do. But tonight outside my window, there's a lonesome, mournful sound. And I just can't help but begging you for the ones the wolves pulled down. Oh, Lord, keep me from being the one the wolf pulled down. There you go. That's one of my favorites. I have watched Adam Sandler's stand-up comedy last night, and Jake, you gotta see it. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I saw it. I saw an article on AOL yesterday. It stated that we are clearly out of the COVID economic crisis, LOL. Who was the drunken idiot who wrote that? I'm guessing Biden. By the way, what the hell is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a number generated by a computer, and it's in a blockchain form, which means it's algorithmic, which means that it is an exact number, and they mine Bitcoin by making that number larger, and that number translates to a value. It's other than currency, and it is destined to fail. It's so big now that they can't keep making it bigger they can't raise it any higher in value. It's lost its mojo, so don't even worry about it. It's not real money. Do not put money in the stock market. I soon believe the government will own the market. They already own it. You like the song? Thank you. You're welcome. It was awesome. All right. Bitcoin is an idea that hackers came up with to circumvent money. And for a little while, it was a good idea, but like everything, it can be corrupted and subverted. And once everybody understood about it, then it just became just like money. So it's nothing to really, I wouldn't put any money into it or waste any time on it. Best ribs ever. That's good. The only ribs I like don't have bones in them. I like it when they cut the rib off the bone and it's nice and thick. I can eat that. But I don't like eating it off the bone. It's way too messy. I get it all over my fingers, all over my face. I used to spend my nights out in a ballroom. Liquor was the only love I'd known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottle. Brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. I stay stoned on your love all the time. I look for love in all the same old places. Found the bottom of the bottle was always dry. But when you poured out your heart, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love getting me high. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. I stay stoned on your love Thanks, Jake. Woo. All right. Well, I've had fun. Hope you have had fun too. One more time for the cheap sheets. Press all the buttons and do all the things and go to paypal.me/Jake Johnson Band. I love you. I'm going to watch some news. And then I'm going to get dressed and go get some cigarettes. And then I'm going to go back home and get to bed. Because I'll be freezing. I love you. I'll see you Sunday. Shaving and all. Have a great night.